Welcome back to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. If there is one politician who William Ruto would really wish retired from politics, that man is Raila Odinga. He is a thorn in the flesh of this administration. After the just concluded presidential elections, an election Raila believes he won, but his victory was robbed from him by a consortium of very many groups, the international community, the IEBC, and the Kenyan judiciary. Raila went quiet for some time and told his supporters that he would announce to them the way forward. Then he came back with his usual Meet the Supporters tour, which started in Jivanji. Then later, a big rally took place in Kamkunji. This rally sent shockwaves within the corridors of the government. Because if you have studied the politics of Raila Odinga, he starts something that looks very trivial. And then before you know it, you realize it is a movement. He had planned to conduct a parallel Jamhuri rally in Jakaranda, but some forces seem to have compromised him and he cancelled that rally. He flew to the USA in that US Africa summit, and in that summit some of his supporters believed that he was called so that they could have a truce between him and the president of Kenya, William Ruto. But when Raila came back, it seems there was never a truce in the first place. Because he told his supporters that as we begin the year 2023, he will tell them the way forward. And very many people have been asking, what is this way forward that Raila keeps on telling his supporters? I have studied his statements and I've got the following to believe that Raila Odinga has not given up, because one of the things that people are asking, has he given up? So in this video, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at Raila's statements that suggests that he's going back to his Kamkunji rallies. Before we do this, if you're watching this channel for the first time, or you are our regular viewer but you have not yet subscribed, this is the kindest request I want to give you. Please hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so that anytime we release a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And please don't forget to like our videos. To all those who have subscribed, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, if you listen to Raila's statements, it will tell you that he has not given up, and it will also show you that there was never any truce in the USA. I want to pick on two occasions that Raila spoke to his supporters. The first one was the very first meeting after the cancellation of Jakaranda rally that took place in Nyanza. And Raila chose specifically Nyanza because he realized that while he was away, there were several politicians who were calling for his retirement from politics, led by the former governor of Migori, Zachary Okoth Obado, the former senator of Kisumu, Fred Outa, former governor of Kisumu County, Jack Ranguma, the MP for Ugenya, David Uchiem, and the chairman of the Lake Basin, Mr. Owidi, and a host of very many other leaders had been calling for Raila's retirement from politics. So Raila decided that when he flew back from the country, he went to his support base in Nyanza. So Raila sought to unite his support base, because in every battle, you need to start by your bedroom. This is why people like Rigathi Gachagua are trying to unite Mount Kenya around himself. Musalia Mudavadi, the chief minister, is also trying to unite the Mulembe nation around himself. Kalonzo Musyoka is not giving anything to chance. He is ensuring that the Kamba vote is in his basket. William Ruto is trying to rock the KANU party to ensure that the whole of Rift Valley is reading from the same page. So Raila went straight to Nyanza and he told them that they are one people. He reminded them that Luos came from the same ancestral land. So it shows that he wants to ensure that as he begins his political tours, Luos are behind him. So there are several things that he said there. He told them that the fight for electoral and economic justice is not yet over. It is still on. Now, those are statements that are coming from a man who is ready for a political battle. I thought that after jetting back from America, he was going to have a reconciliatory message, a tone that would mean that maybe he was joining the government as very many people had been indicating. But for Raila to come out and tell his people that they should be ready to fight for electoral and economic justice, it tells me that he's a man who is ready to go back to the streets. Because Raila soldiers, ever since he started his politics, are the people. If you look at the IEBC result of the just concluded elections, they say Raila controls about 7 million people. According to Raila circles, this is not the number because they believe there was interference with the election, and so they believe it is between 8 to 12 million people that he controls. And Raila believes so much that these are people who will heed to his call. He told them that when you're fighting for justice, don't expect it to be easy. And he gave them examples of the first and the second liberation. The first liberation, according to him, is the fighting against the colonial masters, where Kenyans, our forefathers, had to fight tooth and nail to ensure that Kenya gained independence and became an autonomous nation. It took the sweat and blood. Some died in the process. And then after Kenya gained independence, the leaders who took over walianza kunyanyasa watu. And the Kenyans had to rise up to start fighting the one-party state of KANU. And even in that process, very many people died, fighting to expand the democratic space. So every time Raila wants to go to some political battles that he feels is not going to be very easy, he usually reminds his people of the first and second liberation. Those are the words that he speaks, and I believe by those words Raila is preparing his people. And I believe that the biggest announcement that we are waiting for is an announcement that is going to take people to these consultative rallies, where he's going to ask his people whether they are satisfied with the implementation of the promises that this regime gave to them. Already you all understand that when there's an opinion poll that came out that gave William Ruto a D in terms of reducing the prices of basic commodities and trying to intervene on the high cost of living. And Raila has always known that this is the time to go back to your people and ask them the way forward. Number two, when you listen to Raila when he was having an interview with Trevor Ombija in the royal media, there are three people that Raila is very mad about. He's very mad with them. Number one is Wafula Chebukati and the IEBC. Raila believes so strongly that in 2017, Chebukati robbed him of his victory. And then the worst one is now this in 2022. And he called out for, he said that Chebukati is a criminal who belongs to jail. Those are very strong words. And Raila is very non-apologetic. He believes that what Chebukati did was a political crime and that he should be arrested. And he said that instead of this government investigating the Cherera 4, the dissenting commissioners who did not agree with Chebukati result, he says that the one who is supposed to be investigated and taken to jail is Fafula Chebukati. So those words will tell you that Raila Amolo Odinga is not very happy and is not about to give up. The other team that Raila is mad with is the judiciary. The judiciary thwarted all the prayers that Raila gave them, using words like hot air, balloon, wild goose chase, terms that today Raila Amolo Odinga and the entire Azimio team, people like Martha Karua and Kalonzo Musyoka, have never agreed with. In fact, I don't know how that case is going to end, but Martha Karua even went for further interpretation in Arusha, East African Court. So Raila was on national TV. So he wanted Chebukati to be apprehended, and he really criticized the judiciary, saying that there are a lot of reforms that are needed within the judiciary. And Raila is not very happy with the tribunal that is investigating the Cherera team, and they really criticized that also. And remember, one of the reasons why Raila started his first consultative meetings to go to the people to ask them was the investigation against the Cherera 4. He believes they are being there's political witch hunt because they did not agree with the victory of William Ruto, and he believes that William Ruto is revenging against them. So if you look at those statements, it tells you that Raila Amolo Odinga come